I head into the township of Tanunda, where I find dollar showers set up for cyclists. I freshen up and take a seat in my makeshift office, the local library, to devise a game plan for getting work. Before leaving on this trip, I carpet bombed all the wineries of the Barossa with an email, telling them I was heading to town and available to produce videos. This approach led to very little response, which made me decide email is dead as a marketing medium. Time to try another method. I decided to aim big, Penfolds Grange. Let's see what videos they've made on the iconic Aussie Red. I do a YouTube search and see they've been active 4 months ago. A very flash video about the history of Grange, with a voiceover from none other than Russell Crowe. That's alright, I thought. What about I ask them if they want a video featuring this current harvest? I get on the phone, find out Penfolds is actually owned by Treasury Wines, and their marketing team is not even local, but based in Southbank, Melbourne. The receptionist wouldn't give me a phone number, only an email, so I'm back where I started. I try a few more wineries and get no bites at all, no real interest. At the end of the day, I visit a local craft brewery and sample some very fine beer varietals, a white ale with pear and citrus undertones, and a honey blonde with hints of orange blossom. I ask one of the owners if they've thought of getting a video made after 7 years in business. They tell me they are getting a young student to make them one for free. This attitude really annoys me. It's kind of like me asking them for a free beer, just to see if it's any good, before I decide to buy one. There and then I decide to leave the Barossa. My trip has only just begun and there is plenty of time to work on the best way to market to business as a travelling videographer. It's so good to be back on the road. There is the smell of fresh rain, of burnt ash from a recent fire, and the cleansing eucalyptus scent of wet gum trees. I love that smell. It's like the smell of nature revitalised. I pull into a service station to refuel the doctor and refuel myself with some chicken and chips. I've probably got to stop eating these truck stop meals, but for now, a bit of grease will have to do. A man with a large Ned Kelly beard down to his chest walks past and asks me where I'm heading. I tell him Perth and his eyes light up. This has happened a few times now. People, mainly men, seeing my bike with all the gear and approaching me with excitement about what I'm doing. It's like my trip represents the essence of freedom to them. It's kind of nice to just have complete strangers bliss out on what I'm doing. My trip has only just started and I'm still adjusting to the nomadic biker lifestyle. I'm aware there are stages of pilgrimage that I will go through. At the moment, the hardest thing for me is just before going to bed, those sunset hours where I'm alone. Not everyone can handle solo travel. It takes a particular fortitude. For me, all I ever wanted to do was explore the world and tell her stories. I love you, baby, but you gotta understand, when the Lord made me, He made a rambling man. I set up camp at Riney, an old Cobb & Co rest stop, which still has the original 1860s pub. That night, the heavens opened. It literally rained the whole night. When I woke up, I tentatively looked out of my tent to see if the doctor was still covered with a tarp I haphazardly threw over it before sundown. Luckily, there wasn't much wind, and everything was still covered. I decided to just lay there and wait for a break. I fared pretty well after my first major test of all-night rain. My tent, of course, was saturated, but everything else remained dry. I drove on towards Clare, light rain still falling. One could nearly see the country coming alive, green specks replacing the rust-coloured fields. I take a detour to Mintaro, which the sign says was a heritage town. I pulled in and get my camera out, deciding to further test my new prime lens. Having previously concentrated only on video, I was enjoying the new creative outlet photography gave me. I went into the local pub where I met Overlander, a Belgian backpacker on a 2-year working holiday. We got talking for ages, and she told me that for a visit, she only stayed in very small rural towns, avoiding the cities. This is where you meet the real people. There's a genuine feeling of community, and I love that, she told me. As I rode on to Clare, taking an unsealed back road, I thought about Elandra's statement and my experience in the Barossa. This is why I had the disconnect. This is why I needed to leave. How can a community or business have heart or passion when its decision makers live miles away in a distant city?